surprised we didn't have more dust on us.
Well, I showered. Shower man was, yeah. Conventional.
We may have to brighten up things out in the hallway out there at some point with lighting. Just saying. Because the mirror, yeah, it's brighter in here, so when I look at the mirror, it's really hard to see what's going on out there because it's darker. Just saying.
Yes, we can figure that out.
May have to take some of those down.
Yeah, or something. Because,
I know, kind of counterproductive. You're looking-
all right.
Like dressings. Yeah. Just wondering.
Well,
No, it's right.
Yeah.
We're right. The meeting for September 23rd, 2024 at 7 p.m. has been called to order. May I get roll call?
Mayor Candace Machado,
Here.
Councilmember Dacia Edwards,
Here.
Councilmember Greg Lustig,
Here.
Councilmember Phil Gerke.
Here.
Councilmember Alana Vino, asked to be excused. Town Attorney Scott Murray.
Here.
Chief of Police Mike Thompson.
Here.
Fire Chief Leo Malson and Public Works Director Robert Llewellyn asked to be excused tonight. Town Clerk Janelle Underwood, Weston citizens. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Right. The approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I move.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda? A, approval of minutes for regular meeting September 9th, 2024.
All motion?
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Line item 2, public comments from the audience. Do I have public comments from the audience?
Well, can I address something?
If you'd like to come up to the podium, sir, you're more than welcome. If you can state your name and where you live,
Sure.
and you'll have 5 minutes on the clock to address anything that you need to.
My name's Eric Cook. I live here in Evansville. And I had heard that the city council wants to increase our property tax. And I'm opposed to that. My escrow, if I am correct in hearing that's what you folks wanted to do? No?
Nothing to my knowledge,
that I
sir.
Okay,
I'm looking at all of my folks over here.
they're
too.
shaking their heads. Okay. Well, that's what I heard, so I'm sorry I wasted
No, you're
you're
fine.
time and excuse
So
me.
that's, yeah, the property tax would be a county issue. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
That's
we
why I
don't-
wanted to find out, because I
Right, that
want
would
it
be
to go
complicated.
down, not.
Right?
Yeah,
Right.
not
Us as well, hey, us
Yes,
as
yes.
well.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I personally don't support it, so.
yeah, if you're 65 or over too, and you've lived in or in Wyoming for 25 years and paid taxes,
I've been here 20 years and I just turned 65 today.
I would check into it. There's
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
there's a deal out there where you can actually get your
Mhm.
assessed value lowered in half.
I did check into that, but I had kind of a hard time reading it, but it sounded like we were over the threshold for what. I don't think I would.
I would go down to the county assessor's office and ask them. That's what I would do,
Mhm.
because that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, well, it's worth a try.
Yeah, I mean, it's several $100s, so probably worth $5 of gas,
There you go.
all right?
Doesn't cost $5 on a motorcycle.
Oh, okay.
My butt down there before the snow.
But at least on our end,
It wasn't us.
we're not looking at doing anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was misinformed.
No, you're just fine. It's good to ask questions and it's good to have understanding.
Well, thank you.
Hey, thank you for coming to see us and come anytime.
Sure.
And happy birthday.
And thank you.
All right, any additional public comments from the audience? All right, we're gonna go ahead and we have been asked to read the proclamation for Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States, the 125th anniversary, September 29th of 2024. We've been asked to read this at council tonight. Whereas the Veterans of Foreign Wars of the United States, VFW, was founded in 1899 by a small group of veterans whom returned from campaigns on Cuba and in the Philippines, banded together to create veterans organization that would advocate on behalf of all veterans. And whereas the VFW is a nonprofit veterans service organization comprised of eligible veterans and military service members from the active Guard and Reserve forces. And whereas the VFW's mission is to foster camaraderie among United States veterans of overseas conflicts, to serve our veterans, the military, and our communities, and to advocate on the behalf of all veterans. And whereas since its inception, the VFW has been instrumental in the establishment of the Veterans Administration, the National Cemetery System, and the creation of every National Veterans Memorial. And whereas the VFW has played a vital role in virtually every significant piece of veterans legislation passed in the 20th and 21st centuries, to include the Honoring Our Pact Act, the most significant expansions of veterans benefits in history. And whereas the VFW's 125th anniversary is being observed on September 29th, 2024, this date shall officially be known as VFW Day. And now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Candace Machado, Mayor of Evansville, do hereby proclaim September 29th as VFW Day in honor of the VFW's invaluable contributions to the veteran community in Evansville and around the world. We hereby stand with the VFW to ensure veterans are respected for their service, always receive their earned entitlements, and are recognized for the sacrifices they and their loved ones have made on the behalf of this great country. In witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand and the official seal of the Evansville, this 23rd day of September 2024.
Very nice.
Last call for public comments. Public comments are closed. Line item 3, ordinance number 13-2024, an ordinance establishing governing body salary, third and final reading. Do I have any discussion?
Just one quick comment. We are approaching WHAM to see if they will look into updating the statute.
So
We had some discussion about it, and I just kind of wanted to make sure.
Yeah,
that
so
there's-
the WHAM Region 4 meeting was the other night, and I did have a brief conversation with the new executive
Mhm.
director of WHAM, and she said she'd look into it for me.
Okay,
So that's at least the conversation that we've had up to this point.
Okay.
But she's been newly appointed to WHAM within the last, say, month. So she's very new to her position.
okay. And I think it would probably be a good idea if we did something like that in writing.
I'm making note.
If you wouldn't mind.
Absolutely. Any additional discussion?
Nope.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve ordinance number 13-2024, an ordinance establishing governing body salary, third and final reading?
I so move.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes on third and final reading. Line item 4, September mental health awareness. So September is Suicide Prevention Awareness Month, and Governor Gordon had recently done a suicide prevention proclamation in the state of Wyoming, and I will go ahead and read that now as well. Suicide Prevention and Awareness Month, whereas Wyoming has one of the nation's highest rates of suicide per capita. And whereas Wyoming's suicide rate in 2022 was 26.3 suicides per 100,000 residents, higher than the national average of 14.8 per 100,000. And whereas each death takes an overwhelming toll on families, friends, and communities. And whereas Wyoming's 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline services are now available 24/7 through Wyoming-based centers, and more than 89% of Wyoming calls are answered by Wyoming centers. And whereas Wyoming continues to strengthen its 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline offerings through improving available chat and text services, and whereas stakeholders across the state continue to promote education and prevention strategies and work to share messages of help and hope, and whereas the ongoing collaborative efforts among all branches of government, counties, municipalities, and tribal partners will continue to strengthen suicide prevention efforts. Now, therefore, I, Candace Machado, Mayor of the Town of Evansville, Wyoming, do hereby proclaim the month of September 2024 to be Suicide Prevention and Awareness Month in Evansville, and encourage all residents to recognize suicide can be preventable and to learn more about suicide facts, causes, and prevention, including engaging in honest conversations about mental health and the importance of seeking help. Further, I remind residents to call 911 if they or someone they know is in immediate danger or of harming themselves. Otherwise, I encourage people to call or text 988 to connect with the care and support offered by the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline during a mental health or substance use crisis. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the executive seal of the Town of Evansville to be affixed this 23rd day of September 2024. Line item 5. Any additional public comments from the audience tonight? Thoughts? Questions? Quandaries of the mind? Public comments closed. Well, actually, I do have a public comment. We are still accepting volunteers for our park project. The park project started today, and we will be continuing the park project for the next 6 weeks. So we're highly encouraging everybody to come out and assist if they would like to volunteer their time. I know that several of us were already out there all day working on the park project, and it's moving along smoothly, I would say. Lots of things today, but it's been moving smoothly. So if you are interested in volunteering, please come to the town hall, come and talk with the town, and we can get liability waivers signed and get you moving and shaking over there at the park. Now I'm done.
Also, we will be having construction done on Curtis Street. It's on the sign if anyone hasn't seen it or people listening at home. Curtis Street tomorrow through, in the following day?
Wednesday at 5 p.m.
Through Wednesday at 5 p.m. will be non-operable, so we just ask that you use the other routes to get into town while we are updating the railroad system in and out of Evansville on Curtis. The other openings on Evans and on Copper, Western are open, as well as the new bypass. And we just ask you guys to bear with us as we are updating the railroad system for our community.
All right.
And you're welcome.
Thank you, Phil.
It took a lot of work.
It's the railroad.
All right. Public comments are closed. Do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
All motion.
A second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Meeting closes at 7:14 p.m.